I knew I was going to get to this one eventually, guys. I knew it. So, in keeping with my Christmas film slash specials slash TV shows slash video game reviews, I'm going to be reviewing this week Deck the Halls. Let's just get this over with. So, with all my videos, I don't usually give you guys a plot synopsis or explain to you what I'm going to be reviewing because, well, it says in the title and odds are the thing I am reviewing. You guys probably already know, but this one I feel as though I really have to explain to you what it is because odds are you either A, just don't remember this movie at all, and if you do, thank you, and B, probably have never seen this movie, and again, thank you. This movie is probably one of the most forgotten and forgettable Christmas films. Probably just films in general, and also one of the worst Christmas films ever. This movie is horrible. I mean, it's the reason why I'm making this, but I don't think it's one of the worst movies ever made. I've seen, way worse. But the fact that this is a Christmas movie, the fact that the people that made this movie decided to place it around Christmas, even though it's one of the most despicable and mean-spirited films ever, and the fact that it's a Christmas film and it's placed around Christmas, yes, this is definitely one of the worst Christmas films I've ever had to sit through, and probably that anyone else has ever had to sit through. This movie is horrible. This is a horrible, horrible, horrible film, and I hope that me reviewing it and you guys watching this video will keep you away from this giant heap of stinking green reindeer shit. Okay, just discard this film and just walk away from it like a burnt gingerbread cookie, okay? Okay, I'm done with these fucking Christmas analogies, okay? The movie just sucks, okay? Just don't watch the fucking movie. It's horrible. It's, in every single meaning of the definition, horrid. It's not even bad. It's just ass. It's just horrible, horrible, horrible. It's not the worst Christmas special I've ever seen. Definitely one of the worst. The worst one is probably, either a toss-up between Star Wars Holiday Special or Jack and Jill. Don't know, but, it's a horrible film. And that's the reason why I'm making this video, so I can talk to you guys about it. But even though it's horrible, even though it's so mean-spirited and just such a horrible film, I kind of watch it at least once every single year. I know, it's a horrible film. I admit that. It's a horrible, horrible, horrible film, but like Jingle All the Way, for some reason I seem to be finding myself watching this at least once a year, but unlike Jingle All the Way, I don't own this movie on DVD, okay? This is just such a horrible film that I do not at all have the pleasure of owning it on DVD, okay? I catch this thing on FX, like, at least once every single year around the Christmas season, okay? I don't at all have this film on DVD. I catch it on TV. That's how much I just hate this movie. And yet still watch it around Christmas time. I don't know. Wrap your head around it. You won't get it. Even I don't get it. I'm the guy who actually watches the fucking movie. But this is a horrible film, but it is a major guilty pleasure for me personally. I mean, it's one of those movies that I hate myself for liking. And to be fair, we all have that one movie that we all hate ourselves for liking. Hell, we probably have multiple films we all hate ourselves for liking. I mean, there's just that one movie where you like it and everyone else hates it, and then you start to think to yourself, why do I like this movie? Because even I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, I just watch this film at least once every single time of the year, whenever it's on TV. I don't know why. I mean, with Jingle All the Way is not that bad of a Christmas film, to be fair. I mean, it's bad, it's goofy, it's silly, it's dumb, it's stupid, but then again, most of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies are in general, so what do you kind of expect? But at least Jingle All the Way kind of has some charm, it has some simplicity to it. This is horrid. This is just horrible and inexcusable of a film. And I still find myself watching it at least once every single year on TV, whenever it be on TV. Now, maybe the reason why I give this movie a little bit of leeway is because I actually did sit through this movie way back in 2006 on not the second, not the third, but the first, on opening day. This movie came out way back in 2006, in the holiday season of 2006. I enjoyed it then, but then again, I was a kid. Okay, I thought fucking farts, boogers, and dingleberries were funny when I was a kid. So, you can't really blame me. I mean, I was a kid. Kids are stupid. So, you can't really blame me for that. And, I guess you could say I kind of have a soft spot for it in my heart because I saw it back when I was a kid, way back in the theater. And, for some reason, I like it still. Just a little bit. Like, I hate the movie. I know why the movie sucks. I know why it's pretty much universally hated. I know why it's bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not like, I'm sitting here going, why don't people understand the genius of Deck the Halls? I'm not here to do that at all. I'm here to bitch the movie out and try to convince you guys not to watch it, but also say that, it's a guilty pleasure for me personally. I hate myself for liking it, and I hate having to sit through it at least once every single year, but you know what? It's a guilty pleasure, and I have to sit down and I have to watch this sometimes. And there's that one movie, again, that you guys watch at the big guilty pleasure, and you hate sitting down watching it, but you just have to watch it whenever it's on. I have a number of other films like that, and odds are you probably do too. But let's, actually talk about the movie, seeing as how we're already 6.5 minutes in. Now, this movie, again, I kind of have to explain to you what it is, because, again, odds are you don't know what it is. And if you are one of those people, you are very, very fortunate. Consider that your own special Christmas gift this year. But the movie is about two neighbors, played by Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito, who are bickering neighbors because one neighbor is excessively decorating his house for Christmas so that his house can be seen from space. That's the story of the movie, basically, okay? The less you know, the better. This movie is, in every single meaning of the word, horrible. It is so horrible that it's ironic that it's placed around Christmas time. And it's so mean-spirited. And the movie is literally just nothing. Nothing happens in the entire movie. The movie is a family comedy, a PG family comedy, and that PG rating is just a fucking lie, okay? Half the jokes in this movie are like sexual innuendo and just adult jokes, for, adult humor for adults. Kind of redundant, but, it's jokes for adults, which, it's understandable. I mean, adults, odds are adults are taking their kids to go see this PG family Christmas comedy, so you need to have some jokes for the adults. But almost pretty much 90% of the jokes in this movie are just for adults. The jokes are just, sexual jokes and whatever. And again, that's fine for, adults, because again, adults are taking their kids to go see this movie. But that's all the jokes, pretty much. It's just adult, sexual jokes in a Christmas movie, too. Just seems kind of wrong and just, disgusting and messed up. And there really aren't, enough jokes for kids. And the jokes that are for kids are just jokes like, oh, hey, he got hit in the nuts and he fell into a pile of crap. Isn't that funny? No, it's not. Or, oh, hey, that camel threw up in his face. Isn't that funny? No, it's not. Those are the jokes primarily why I hate the Happy Madison movies. Because those are all the Happy Madison films are. They're just, oh, hey, some guy gets hit in the nuts and falls in crap or puke or whatever bodily function that they can think of. I think the only bodily function that they haven't done yet is sperm, and trust me, I don't think we want to see that. But that's 90% of the jokes in this movie. It's either sexual innuendo that will go over kids' heads and adults will probably think is not funny, or shit or puke or fart jokes, and that's it. And again, that's probably one of the reasons why I liked it as a kid, because I was dumb as a kid. All kids are dumb when they're, kids. Hell, some kids are still dumb now, and some people in general are still dumb now, and Deck the Halls, but whatever. That's another thing about this movie. They try to make a pun out of the title. The Danny DeVito's character, his last name is Halls, and, the whole joke of the title is, Deck the Halls, get it? Because deck is another word for, hit them. It's funny, I guess. Not really, at all. So yeah, it's just a really bad pun. And I think we should actually start getting to some of the actors now, which are Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito. I know there's other people in this movie besides just them, but they're completely forgettable, and it's not that I don't want to talk about them, even though that is one of the cases. Those characters are just so two-dimensional and just so forgettable and barely even in the movie that I can't really even pass judgment on those characters, so I'm just skipping over them completely. I'm just getting to the two main actors of the film, which are Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito. But first, we should have to talk about Matthew Broderick in the movie. Now, I just want to talk about Matthew Broderick as an actor in general. I hate Matthew Broderick as an actor, okay? That does not mean I hate him as a person. No, don't know him as a person, okay? He probably is a really cool, nice dude, but I hate him as an actor. Why? Because he plays he's the same damn character in every single movie. The anal retented, really timid, either husband or guy or just whatever. He just plays the exact same character in every single movie. It's partly the reason why I don't enjoy actors like Jason Bateman or Jim Carrey as much as I should, because they're just playing the same character in almost every single movie. But Jim Carrey has now sort of been switching it up a little bit, so I will give a little bit more leeway to Jim Carrey. But it's just the reason why I don't like actors like Jason Bateman or, whoever the hell else, because they're just playing the exact same character in every single movie. And it's not a good character either. I can understand if it was a really cool character that we all really like, a good character that we would want to see the actor play over and over again, but it's not. It's a really bland and boring character, and that's Matthew Broderick in general, just bland, and I hate. I think the only time he didn't play the same character was when he was playing the fucking Lion King, but even then, he still made it bland. I mean, and I especially hate him in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I mean, there's a number of films that Matthew Broderick is in where I just don't like him in it, but I do like the movie in general. And one of those films is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I like the movie in general, don't like him in it. Why? Because I can't expect or see Matthew Broderick as, the cool, most popular kid in high school. But then again, that movie was made way back in, before Matthew Broderick was as big as an actor as he is now. So, I think that it's more of a problem looking back at it than when it did first come out. So I still do give a little bit more leeway towards that movie. But I can't at all see him, fitting that character at all. But maybe that's the joke. Maybe it's supposed to be an ironic joke. I don't know, but, I just hate Matthew Broderick as an actor. Again, don't think of him, badly as a person, because I don't know him as a person, but, don't like him as an actor. I think he's just incredibly bland in almost every single movie he's in. Doesn't mean that the movies he's in are bad, even though most of the movies he's in are bad. I just don't like him as an actor, and I don't like him in this movie at all. I think he's bland. I think he's, again, just the same character in every single movie, so there's really not much I can go on about him in this. I just think he's horrible in this movie. And then we get to Danny DeVito's character, who, well, again, like Matthew Broderick, is just playing the same character that he's in every single movie. He's the fast-talking wise guy. He's even a car salesman in this movie, which I think fits Danny DeVito's character perfectly in almost every single movie. Wasn't he that in Matilda also? I remember him being a car salesman in that movie. Again, just playing the same fucking character in every single movie. But he is partly one of the reasons why I do like this movie, because I do like his character as an actor. Again, if you're going to play the same character over and over again, make it a good character, that is kind of Danny DeVito. I like his personality in every single movie. I think he's funny. He partly is the reason why, I, in a way, enjoy this movie. He's fine in it. I think he's, one of the things that keeps it from, being absolutely horrible. I mean, the film in general is just horrible, not absolutely horrible. He, keeps it from being that. So, Danny DeVito does do a good job. He's, a good actor. I think he's a very funny, very awesome actor. But if you really want to see him be funny, just go watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's way more funnier and a way, way better for him and, his time. He's good in this, but just go watch him in something better, like Always Sunny, because he's way better than that, and that's just better. Just go watch that instead. And that's really all I have to say about this movie in general. It's just horrible. The jokes just aren't funny at all, and that's really about it. The jokes are just either shit, fart, poop jokes, or just whatever. Any bodily fluid that they can think of is a joke in this movie, which isn't funny. It's just a nothing movie. Like, you're just sitting there just looking at the screen, and then once the movie's done, you're just sitting there going, nothing happened. Nothing happened at all. It just literally, I just sat there, and I just looked at a screen the entire time. It's literally the equivalent of just looking at a wall. Nothing happened. You have no emotions whatsoever. You're just looking at a wall, just sitting there, just doing nothing. You're just looking at a wall, practically. fuck it, you know what? Looking at a wall is probably way better than watching this movie. It's probably better for your health, too, and way better for your education. I mean, you probably gain more education and knowledge looking at a wall than watching this piece of shit of a fucking movie. I mean, it's just, you'll probably get more entertainment out of looking at a wall, too. I mean, just nothing. Nothing happens in this movie, and the only emotion this movie will give you is anger. It won't make you happy, it won't make you sad, it'll make you a little bit sad, but it'll really make you a lot more angry than sad. Okay? It's not funny. All the jokes are just really juvenile, really just shit, poopy pants humor, and just a lot of toilet humor. And that's, again, the reason why I hate Happy Madison films in general. That's all those humor in those movies are, and that's all the humor that this movie is. And also, in the movie, another thing I really hate about this movie is that they try to make the character Buddy Hall, who is Danny DeVito's character in this movie, they try to make him sympathetic because he thinks he's, there's something, more out there, and he was meant for something bigger than himself. And, that's when he starts putting all the lights up on his house and to make his house noticeable all the way from space. And they try to make him a sympathetic character, a character you sort of feel bad for in a way. But they make him pretty much a monster in this movie. Like, he forges Matthew Broderick's character's signature in order to sell a car to him. And he steals the town Christmas tree and puts it in his house. And he's stealing electricity from him, and yet they're still trying to make this a sympathetic character. No, he's not a sympathetic character at all. He's really just a fucking horrible monster of a person. And again, it just makes it so mean-spirited of a holiday film of all things. And, it's not like you can't have that in a holiday film. I think other holiday films have proved that you can't have a really despicable character in it, so I'd be sympathetic, like A Christmas Carol. That pretty much sums it up right there. But you can't have him do all this fucked up shit and still have him try to be sympathetic. Either, have him be sympathetic and fuck up, or have him be bad and then become sympathetic in some way, shape, or form. You can't have it be, oh, you feel really bad for him, but, he's doing all this fucked up shit, but you still really have to feel bad for him. No, you can't make it that way. He's a monster in the movie, okay? He's just a fucking monster. He's more of a monster in this than in Batman Returns. I had to work it back to Batman, I know. But that's really all I have to say about this movie. It's just a horrible, horrible film that you should not be put through. Just don't watch it. Please just do not watch it. And as a rating, I'm going to give it a 1, only because Danny DeVito, somehow makes it, and he, is probably the only entertaining about this movie. But then again, he's Danny DeVito, and he's entertaining in almost anything, even though he is kind of playing the same character in each and every single movie. But it's a fine character. Playing the same character in every movie, make it a good one. And Danny DeVito does manage to do that in this movie. So, yeah, just a 1 out of 10. Really bad movie. A guilty pleasure for me personally, but not one I sit through more than once. So that's all I really have to say about this movie. Kind of a crappy review, I know, but, it's a crappy movie, so it kind of fits for a crappy review. But whatever, that's all I have to say about that. So next time, I will be giving you guys my review of the Wizard of Oz films, The Wizard of Oz and Oz the Great and Powerful, next week for my Christmas review. So I will see you guys then. Have an awesome time. Next week is Thanksgiving, so have some turkey and whatever you have. So I will see you guys then. Bye.